بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, hello dear brothers and sisters, respected viewers, welcome to another live show which is called The Shining Moons. Welcome to Karbala, welcome to land of Hussein, and inshallah tonight we are going to go through the rest of the phrases of the Ziyarah Al Jamiah, inshallah, once the respected guest is in the studio, because we are plan to start the the talking or the lecture about this great Ziyarah Al Jamiah at 1 a.m. So inshallah, once the respected guest is in the studio, then we will start the Ziyarah Al Jamiah, talking about it and have a lecture about it. But before that, as you know, we start this show with a ziyarah, with salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, with a humble salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Al Abbas alayhi salam. So in this way, we will seek closeness to Almighty. We seek salvation from Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salam alayhim ajma'in. So if you're ready, let's start this show with another humble salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Al Abbas alayhi salam, inshallah. And after that, we will receive the greatest information from the respected guest, Sheikh Mustafa Akhun, inshallah, once he is in the studio. Join me. Let's say a humble salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Al Abbas alayhi salam. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين وابن سيد الوصيين. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتك. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Let's say a humble salam to Abu Fadl Abbas alayhi salam, Qamar Bani Hashim. Assalamu alayka O Babu al-Hawa'ij. Assalamu alayka Ya Aba al-Fadl al-Abbas. Assalamu alayka O flag bearer of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Assalamu alayka Ya Kafila Zainab. Assalamu alayka Ya Hamila Liwa al-Hussein. السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس. السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح المطيع لله ولرسوله ولأمير المؤمنين والحسن والحسين ورحمة الله وبركاته. Once again, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and once again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, dear brothers and sisters. We are here in Karbala and presenting to all of you this live show called The Shining Moon. And let's welcome the respected guest, Sheikh Mustafa Akhund, who is here in the studio with me. And inshallah, together, we're going to go through the most comprehensive talking and speaking about the most comprehensive form of Ziyarah Al Jamiah. So let me welcome this respected guest who's here in this studio. And inshallah, after that, step by step, we are going to talk about the lecture and the topic that we are supposed to talk about, inshallah, this night. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykhna. Welcome to the studio.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah to you, Brother Mustafa, and to all the respected viewers, brothers and sisters. Asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the most important dua, and that is first and foremost hastening the reappearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi Ajjallahu ta'ala Farajul Sharif, and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us to be amongst his companions and his sincere soldiers, and to bless all the viewers the visitation of the shrines of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam as soon as possible, inshallah.
Inshallah. Shaykhna, before we start talking about the Ziyarah Jami'ah and going through the rest phrases of this Ziyarah, I have prepared some information about the ascending of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, to the skies, which is called Mi'raj. And this night is the night of Mi'raj. So if you allow me, I would like to share it with the respected viewers, if you allow me, actually.
Love to hear.
Thank you so much. Respected viewers, I would like to congratulate Imam of our time, Ajjalallahu ta'ala Farajul Sharif, and all the mu'mineen and mu'minat for this night. You may ask, okay, what is this night? What is the occasion, the annual anniversary of this night? It is the ascending of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, to the skies, to the heaven and over the heaven. So if you have got idea about this, I'm going to give you some more idea, or we are going to talk about it a little bit. Just let's notice that how this happened. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, says that while I was in Mecca, once Angel Gabriel came to me and he told me, "Oh Muhammad, stand up." So I stood up and we went to the door. When we went to the door, I suddenly saw Gabriel, Michael, and Israfil, the great angels of Almighty, in front of me, and they had brought a mean for me, just like a horse. It's called Buraq. So Gabriel told me to ride this heavenly animal, which is called Buraq. So once I rode it, and I got on it, suddenly I found myself in Masjid al-Haram, in Bayt al-Muqaddas. And then there the angels from the sky descended to the earth, and they all congratulated me for the great, for my greatness, and for every great thing that was there by me. And then there the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, says that I said prayers there. And after that, they ascended to the sky. They went up and up and up until the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, reached the level which in Holy Quran says, وَكَانَ قَابَ قَوْسَيْنِ أَوْ أَدْنَى. What is this? What is the meaning of this verse? It means that it was the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, he reached the level which he reached the mercy of Almighty and the greatness of Almighty. Not Almighty himself, because Almighty has got no position, no place. Almighty is not comparable to any other creature. But the Holy Prophet says that I reached the greatness of the Almighty just as distance of between two bows. So what is the meaning of this verse of Quran? We've got no idea. This is a very, very deep meaning. There's a very deep meaning within this verse that only Imam of our time, Ajjalallahu ta'ala Farajul Sharif, knows it. So in this way, the Holy Prophet ascended to the sky, and he took the revelations from Allah, and he just talked to the Almighty, and things happened that if I want to talk about them, it will take all the time of this show, but I'm not going to go through it. The main important thing that I would like to mention right now by this and the occasion that has happened, and this night is the night of this great occasion, is that it's not only this time, or it wasn't only this time, that Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, ascended to the sky. Over than 10 times or 20 times, Holy Prophet Muhammad ascended to the sky. And he was meeting the greatness of Almighty there. He reached the level where even the angel Gabriel couldn't get there. So, knowing this and noticing this, I would like to mention something very important. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, who reaches this level of perfection, who has got such a level of perfection, and as Sheikh Mustafa Akhund said the other night, that they have been created from the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is a long story, and we need to talk about it for many nights and many episodes. As long as the Holy Prophet is such a great soul, is such a great creation, how dare some people come and curse or say something bad to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him? You may say, oh, who has said this? Who has talked like this to Holy? Who can be so impolite with the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, to speak with him or to call him in a bad way? I will tell you something. I will tell you that when the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, he was reaching his day, and it was the final days of his precious life. His companions were around him. He said, "Bring me a paper and a pen, so I write you something, then you are not going to be misled." When someone stood up to bring the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, a paper and a pen, someone said, "Let him alone. Don't pay attention to what he is saying. This person is hallucinating." Allahu Akbar. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, who in the Holy Quran it says that لا ينطق عن الهوى إن هو إلا وحي يوحى. Whatever the Holy Prophet Muhammad says is wahi, is revelation. But this person, who you may know who that person was, says, "Leave him alone, the man is hallucinating." إِنَّ الرَّجُلَ لَيَهْجُرُ. And this is a very, very bad and unimpolite word to say to the Holy Prophet Muhammad. The one who says this to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, may Allah have mercy on the soul of all the mu'mineen and mu'minat. I would like to tell you that the one who says something like this to the Holy Prophet, this person has got no belief in the Holy Prophet Muhammad, because he doesn't believe that this Prophet is sent and is chosen by Almighty. This person, unfortunately, was Umar ibn al-Khattab, who, after the martyrdom of Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, usurped the caliphate from the commander of faithful, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. So that's why this historic event is so important to talk about, because it started from a very wrong base, and up to now we see the results of this fault, this mistake, this sin, let's say. Up to now we see those people who follow that kind of thinking, they become ISIS or the other kind of terrorist groups who freely kill other people and think that they are the only people who can think truly. Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about the ascending of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, to the skies. I hope it was informative inshallah. So I would like to congratulate you once again for this great night. And inshallah, for the rest of the show, we will be at service of the respected guest, Sheikh Mustafa Ahun, and we'll hear his lecture and inshallah and learn more about Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wa salam alayhim ajma'in. Sheikh, we're at your service.
Service of Ahlul Bayt, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Actually, it comes to my mind, I would like to add to it, to this great occasion, that it was during this tonight that Rasulullah, when he ascended to the heavens, Allah gave him from that tree, from that apple, according to some narrations, and he ate, and that became the elements of birth of Fatima Zahra salamullah alaiha. Wa Rasulullah says, when I came back, I ate from that apple. When I came back, I was with Khadija, and happens what happens between wife and husband. And Khadija said that I felt the light of Fatima Zahra in my womb. And I was just calculating 9 months from now, it will be Jamad al-Thani, which is the 20th of Jamad al-Thani, the birth anniversary of Lady of Light, Fatima Zahra salamullah alaiha. So it is a good occasion to celebrate and to remember. We say salam within this Ziyarah Al Jamiah Alkabirah segment that we reached and we discussed in the previous night. And we'll continue inshallah some points about it. Assalamu ala a'immatul huda. We sent our salutation, our salam to you. Peace be upon the leaders of right guidance. We see in chapter 21 verse 73, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has appointed them. وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا. We made them imams who guide people by our command. So I'll take this book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before I become a Muslim, I'm not a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm an atheist, I'm reading different books. I reach Islam and I want to read Islam and see what Islam has for me. And will it answer my questions? Which we mentioned, I interviewed and discussed with more than 150 to 200 reverts. Unanimously, all of them would say that we had so many questions that were unanswered. And as soon as we reached Islam and the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we opened the Quran, and one after one our questions were answered. So I get to this verse. I've read the story and the history of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, knowing that 23 years tirelessly he worked. And then Allah is talking, وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا. I'm thinking to myself, A'imma, first of all, is not imam, it's plural, it's not singular. This is how I'm hoping that everybody can start reading Quran. It's true that we have to go to the interpretation of Quran by Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, the first and foremost, and reading other scholars who have given an opinion about the verses of Quran, again based on the ahadith of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. But let us think. Quran wants us to think. Quran wants us to be engaged and ponder. So this is the way I'm giving them the basic elements of thinking. So I'm reading, وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا. And we make them imams. Who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about? Who are these imams? That He made them imams. So I go, وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ. Ja'al made them. So does it mean, that's number one. Another verse we see, Prophet Ibrahim ala nabina wa alayhi salam in Surah Al-Baqarah, إِنِّي جَعَلُكَ. So ja'al, and appointing and making an imam has to be from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every time that ja'al of imam is mentioned, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنِّي جَعَلُكَ. جَعَلْنَاهُمْ. We made them. And here it's about the glory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there is a reason why He uses we when He's talking about singular. We don't want to get a tafsir of it. So ja'al, appointing, making an imam has to be by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no place that Quran says, well, people came together and appointed someone. So ja'alnahum first, Allah. A'immatan, imams, they are the ones who guide people by our command. So it means there is a connection between this imam and the creator, the one who has made them an imam. So our question would be, that we talked about it previous nights, revelation that Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam revealed upon them. That was the revelation about Rasulullah was about tashri', and Rasulullah and Ahlul Bayt is about ta'wil, bringing the rules and regulations, and then Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam explaining it. So in that case, God appoints. There is a connection between these imams and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it means what? People, if they come to these imams, any question that they ask them, they must know. Again, I'm just putting 2 plus 2, next to one another. I'm just putting a mathematical equation without any confusion. No, just basic. Allah appoints. There is a connection between them too. Allah, mistakeless, flawless, infallible, all good. And then right now we're talking about this individual. So this individual must have the capacity to receive from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Means every time I go to him, I ask him question, he should be able to answer me. If he doesn't answer me, means that connection is cut off.
Is lost,
So my question will be, Allah, you said guide us, guide people by our command. I went to him, I needed guidance, he wasn't able to guide me. I went to him, I asked about the verses of the Quran that you sent, he wasn't able to answer. That this is not Imam. We have many Christians, many Jews coming, asking Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman. We've come and we have questions. If you are able to answer, we know that you are the right Khalifa. And numerous times, either Salman or Abu Dhar or Miqdad or Ammar, they will see the scenario. How Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman, they were not able to answer. As soon as these people leave, that no, this religion of yours and you're not the Khalifa and this is not the right religion. They will take him to commander of the faithful Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, and Imam will answer one after one after one after one of their questions.
They even have this speaking or the sentence, Umar especially, he says that لَوْلَا عَلِيٌّ لَهَلَكَ Umar. If it wasn't for Ali, if Ali wasn't there, Umar would have been vanished, would have been just disappeared because
destroyed.
He could or destroy. He couldn't answer the questions of the people.
Basic questions. So again, it's very simple. There is no one on earth that has claimed this claim but Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Saluni qabla an tafqidun. Ask me before you lose me. Ask me about the paths and the heavens and the river and the oceans. I know everything. Nobody has claimed that. If they came and claimed it, 1 or 2 questions was after it came and they were not able to answer it. So وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا. It can't be anyone but Ahlul Bayt alayhim wa salam. So I just read جَعَلْنَاهُمْ 1, أئمة 2, يهدون 3, بأمرنا 4, وأوحينا 5, إليهم فعل الخيرات. 8 words. If I just put my mind in these 8 words, I will get to Ahlul Bayt alayhim wa salam. I don't need no history, I don't need no hadith, I don't anything. I'll just think about this after Rasulullah. If it was جعلنا أئمة إمام جعلنا إمام, okay, somebody could argue that is about Rasulullah. Rasulullah was sent by Allah to guide. جعلناهم أئمة يهدون بأمرنا.
It is that they are plural, they are not only one
plural.
person.
وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة. So it's not about other prophets. No, it's about Islam. So who are these people who have connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has been appointed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they receive revelation, and we reveal to them the doing of good and the keeping up of prayers and the giving of alms, and us alone they serve. None but Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Again, read the history from the non-Shia books. Take the Quran and read all the history from non-Shia books. Don't come to Shia stories, histories, none of them. You will see by putting 2 plus 2 together, you get to 4 easily. There is no ifs or buts about it. Like there is no dark area. I'm not sure about this. No, the path is very clear. If it wasn't clear on the Day of Judgment, we could have argued against Allah. Allah, why didn't you make the path clear for me? I didn't find the path. I searched, I asked, I read Quran, I didn't. It was confusing. I get to the history. Some say this, some say this. No. Just 6, 7, 8 words, we get to that destination. Regarding this verse, there's a beautiful hadith in Kafi Sharif, in Noble Kafi, volume 1, page 376. عن أبي جعفر عليه السلام قال الله تبارك وتعالى. Allah has stated, the verse says, وأوحينا إليهم, we revealed to them. فعل الخيرات, doing all the goods. Is that the only thing Allah reveals to them? No. He also can state that this is what Allah says. قال الله تبارك وتعالى لأعذبن كل رعية في الإسلام دانت بولاية كل إمام جائر. Allah says, definitely, la u'adhibanna, definitely, verily, surely, I will punish anyone within the religion of Islam. دانت بولاية كل إمام جائر, followed any imam, any leader who was an oppressor, who was a transgressor, who was a wrong leader. ليس من الله, even though that person, this person is not from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will punish him. Even though وإن كانت الرعية في أعمالها برة تقية, even though this individual who's following the imam that is ja'ir, the imam, the leader that is a transgressor, is an oppressor, his action is good. This was your previous questions within previous nights. I'm answering it. Even though that person's attributes, that person's characteristics and morality and demeanor is a good characteristics, he's a pious individual, but he is following the wrong leader, I will punish him. وَإِنْ كَانَتْ, I will repeat this, وَإِنْ كَانَتِ الرَّعِيَّةُ فِي أَعْمَالِهَا بَرَّ, within his own action he's good, he's righteous, تَقِيَّة, he's pious. And then Allah continues, وَلَأَعْفُوَنَّ عَنْ كُلِّ رَعِيَّةٍ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ, I will forgive every individual within the religion of Islam. دَانَتْ بِوِلَايَةِ كُلِّ إِمَامٍ عَادِلٍ, I will reward him, I will forgive him, anyone who followed right imam, min Allah, he was from Allah.
Shaitan, actually here, there's a question. Some people come and argue. There are lots of people, actually, there are not some, lots of people, to be honest. They argue and say that, okay, after the martyrdom of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, it's true that some people, Abu Bakr and Umar, they came and they just said that we are caliph, but they have presented a lot. They have just distributed Islam to the other countries, to Iran, to the Rome, and the other places. So they have done a lot for Islam. They have just made something great. They argue like this. They say like this. I don't want to enter if this saying is true or not, but they say this. Even though if this is the case, if they are doing something great, and they were good people, let's say, we don't mention they're attacking to the house of Fatima al-Zahra salamullah alayha, and they're bothering the commander of faithful Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, we are not mentioning them. Let's imagine that, okay, they did great job. So you say that by this hadith, they are not rewarded at all?
Good question. Hadith, I'll summarize the hadith and I'll answer your question. Allah says, I will punish any individual within the religion of Islam, even though his action was good, his action was righteous, but he followed the wrong leader. That is not from me. And I will reward and I will forgive any individual within the religion of Islam who, even though his nafs ظالمة مسيئة, even he wronged, he is an oppressor, but he followed Imam Adil min Allah. This path to me, if you, Allah saying basically, in other words, this path to me, if you are wrongdoers, but you follow the one who I sent you, even though you were some wrong, you wronged here, you wronged there, but you were following, because Allah knows that this path to him is not a easy, without striving, just sitting in the car, no. HOV, 120 miles per hour, car, full speed, you go there. No, Allah knows Shaitan puts obstacles after obstacles until our last breath. Shaitan is there to deviate us. So Allah knows. But Allah says, if you follow the wrong imam, even though you're within the religion of Islam, the oppressor imam, even you did good, I will not forgive you. I will punish you. But if you follow this path, an imam that I sent to get to me, but you fell down, you were not able to continue, but you tried your best. You were on this path. You died in this path. An example comes to my mind. Siratul Mustaqim to Allah is one path straight. So straight path, I'll just look at the camera, straight path. Shaitan comes, makes us to go right and left and right and left, to not be on this path. A person, because Imam Ali alayhi salam in Nahj al-Balagha says, if batil was shown batil, people would have followed it. I mean, would avoid it. If truth were shown truth, people would have followed it. But Shaitan comes, takes a little bit of falsehood, a little bit of truth, mixes it together. It shows this truth, but in the downside is completely poisonous. Battle of Siffin. Kitabullah on the spears. Oh, it's the book of Allah. It looks very truth. Oh, how can we fight the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? But deep down of it, it's poisonous. Kitabullah sitting next to Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Kitabullah and Natiq. Those are only papers, but people have this much knowledge. So shaitan makes us, when we're doing some action, little bit of action looks truth, it looks good, but the rest of it is all false. So some people say, well, Shaykhna, we're hoping that even though there's a right and wrong, but inshallah we're on the right path. I say be careful. Allah might take your soul when you are not on the path, you've gone astray. You've gone astray, that's the time, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That's why Allah says every day, minimum 10 times, say, ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Even though you might not be going fast speed, but you are in this sirat, you're the beginning of it. It's okay, it's counted because you were on the path to going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You were trying. Going back to your question. Somebody comes to your house. Your house has been old, it's an old house. You haven't invited me, inshallah, brother and sister. After Ramadan, Brother Mustafa will invite me to his house, and I will take a selfie and I'll send it in my social media. So, Brother Mustafa is generous, but we don't have time. Iftar, we're all every place, and Suhoor, we're here basically. May Allah bless all of you and Brother Mustafa.
Whenever you would like to come to my house, doors are open.
Thank you so
much. And inshallah, I would welcome you and your family actually.
Make sure the doors are open only for good people, not people who will come and usurp and take your house with the example.
Right.
Your house is kind of old with the example that we wanted to give. It's an old house, big house, good house, but it's very, very old. Rooms leaking, walls about to fall, and so on. Electricity has problems. Somebody comes in the middle of the day, knock on the door, you open the door, takes you and take your family out. I'm here, this is my house. What are you doing? This is my house. You serious? Usurps your place, and you go to people. He's been able to buy people. He was able to buy the people in charge of your city. In here in Iraq, they call him Mukhtar, the one who's in charge of your section. He was able to buy the governor. He was able to bring. Nobody is on your side. You are completely in Iraq. You just came from Iran. You don't know people. You don't know anything. They take you, and it's all you're in the street. He starts building the house, fixing the wall, fixing the electricity, fixing the roof, putting chandeliers. You're sitting outside the house. People, he took my house. People come look at you. Why are you crying? He's fixing your house. I'm not in the house. What is the benefit? I'm sitting with my family in a tent outside the house. But he's doing good things for your house. What is the benefit to me? There is no benefit. If I'm sitting in the street, in a tent, I have no shelter above me. Let this person destroy my house and build 10 stories. If I'm not in the house, there is no benefit. There is no right thing. From the beginning, he did wrong.
Yeah.
He is washing, he's doing clean job, but with dirty hands. No matter how he continues, the job will be dirty. His hand, you have to go wash your hand. You can do a clean job. No matter how clean the job is, if your hand is dirty, you come from the mechanic shop, your hand is done all oil and all the grease. You come and you're trying to, for example, do some job with the cooking. You want to bake a cake. And you just put the cake, you bring the best ingredients. You bring the best vanilla extract. You bring the eggs and you bring everything, all the equipment, you bring fruit. You keep touching everything. Everything is getting rotten. Everything is no longer usable because you did it wrong. Your hand needed to be washed. All of these ingredients, good. You are expert. You're going to feed a million people with this cake. You are generous, but your hand is dirty. Nobody will be able to benefit because you are placing a wrong precedent. I brought a couple of examples. Imam Ali alayhi salam, A'immatul Huda. He's supposed to be the one who guides people. Do what? Don't do it. Yeah. If somebody gives you zakat, how should you collect the zakat? Imam says if you go to ask the zakat, if you tell him once he didn't give you zakat, don't say no, you have it, I don't want to, you don't want to give it to us. No, I'm here to collect zakat. Imam has to show us how to establish this government. Imam has to show us how to deal with people. Imam has taken away from his leadership, like you've been taken out from your house. Right now they're trying to do good things, quote unquote. We have a story within our history. Khalid ibn Walid, during the time of Abu Bakr, the first Khalifa, Malik ibn Nuwayra was the head of a tribe. And he says to Abu Bakr, sent somebody to collect zakat from Malik ibn Nuwayra and his tribe. Very big tribe, a lot of wealth and money. When that messenger goes to Malik ibn Nuwayra tells him that I won't give you the zakat. We pledged allegiance with the commander of the faithful, Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. He is the one that we are going to pay our zakat to. Abu Bakr said, okay. They need money, they need wealth, they need to keep buying people to be loyal to themselves. People didn't come to these three people out of love and joy and passion. No, they came first with fear, with the sword, threat, destroying your house, killing your families, and with money. They bought people. Abu Bakr sent Khalid ibn Nuwayra with a group of people. They come to Malik ibn Nuwayra. Khalid ibn Walid comes to Malik ibn Nuwayra. They receive afternoon. They told him, we're here as a guest. Within Arab culture, receiving a guest is the best honor you can have. You will treat them like the best treatment possible. For 3 days, you feed them, you will take care of them, you will wash their clothes, you will give them whatever they ask. That's how much guest has value within Arab culture. And then Malik ibn Nuwayra feeds them. At night he sleeps. He's sleeping next to his wife. Everybody's sleeping next to his house. They're next to their wife and within their own tent. Khalid ibn Walid and a group of people that are being sent by Abu Bakr. He wakes up and the group wake up. They kill all the men. He takes the head of Malik ibn Nuwayra and he puts it under the pot and he burns it. And the same night that he has killed the wife, the husband of Malik ibn Nuwayra's wife, Malik ibn Nuwayra has been killed by Khalid ibn Walid, he commits adultery with the wife of Malik ibn Nuwayra.
Allahu Akbar.
Why? How dare you say to the Khalifa of your time, Abu Bakr, that we will not pay you zakat? Where in the Quran it says, where in the Hadith it says, where in the Sunnah of Rasulullah it says, when a person doesn't give zakat, you're allowed to kill them, behead them, all of their men, and you're allowed to commit adultery with his wife? Where in the Quran says it? Are these people A'immatul Huda?
Allah.
We shouldn't be surprised to see ISIS doing what they're doing, attacking the houses and breaking. And well, this precedent was set 1400
They're
years
exactly
ago.
Following the same path that they have.
Exactly. When Abu Bakr hears this, well, people say, well, Abu Bakr sent him and he didn't mean this. Well, first of all, whose hand this blood will be on? Number two, if you don't know who you're sending for this task, should you be there on that seat? Should you be there as a Khalifa? Why didn't you come and give the Khalifa? People will say, he did say, أقيلوني أقيلوني فلست بخيركم. Leave me alone, leave me alone. Why didn't you come and say, Amir al-Mu'minin is the Khalifa? I was appointed in Saqifa by Umar al-Khattab. There was a fight, there was an argument. Muhajirin said, he is Khalifa, should be from us. Ansar said, Khalifa should be from us. Somebody said, have you forgotten Ghadir? He was beaten almost to death. And then I don't know what happened. Umar came and pledged. He told me, give me your hand. I gave him my hand and he pledged allegiance. He said, you're the Khalifa. Come and tell people. Tell people, this is what happened. I'm sorry, I apologize. What the rest of the Sunnis say and the scholars? Khalid ibn Walid اجتهد فأخطأ. He made a conclusion, he made an assumption that this is something right to do, but it was wrong.
And when Khalid ibn Walid returns to Abu Bakr didn't punish him.
He did not.
He rewarded him.
He did not, of course.
In return.
And this continued. Not one after one after one. We see it until today, it's happening. جعلناهم أئمة يهدون بأمرنا. Allah has to appoint. So Allah, when He sent Imam Ali alayhi salam, writes a letter to one of his governors during his 4 years and 9 months that he was governor, the political leadership. If not, he's the Imam, he's Khalifatullah. Imam sent him to one of his governor. Imam says, I've heard the news that you rushed to an invitation where there was a big feast and not poor people were not invited. You are my governor. How dare you rush when they invite you? You went in rush to a feast with food and fruits and everything where poor people were not there. You're not allowed to do that. A lady comes, Imam al-Muttaqeen, Imam al-Dafayis, is about to do Allahu Akbar adhan. He's done adhan and iqamah. After adhan and iqamah, you should not talk. You say adhan, iqamah, and then Allahu Akbar. Imam standing. Khalifatullah is about to lead a prayer. People behind him. An elder leader comes, Ya Ali, I've been wronged. Imam stops everything. Sits. What has happened? Your governor has wronged me. Imam says, bring a skin and a pen. Now? Yes, now. Imam Ali, pray after Salah. Tell her what is your side of the story. Let me hear the other side of the story. Maybe you are wrong. Maybe my governor is that. No. A person comes and complains to me about my governor that I have appointed. He had 1,000 governors. This individual needs to be fired. Let him come and explain himself later.
Allahu Akbar.
He writes his resignation and he fired him on spot on the skin and pen. He gave it to her. He said, take it to him. He's fired. Because you felt you've been wrong under my leadership. جَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا. And then Allah also, there is a أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ إِلَى النَّارِ. Those imams who guide to the wrong, to hellfire. On which path we are? Gray area? No. Either Ali or the other side. Aliyun ma'al haq. There is no room. Other people have some portion of haq. No. Aliyun ma'a al haq. Ali is with the truth. Everything truth is Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. There is nothing left other places that you want to go. Maybe they have a portion, maybe they have a segment, maybe they did one good thing, maybe they did one event that was good. No, Ali is the truth completely. Anything other than Ali is batil, khalas.
Another story.
End of story. It's hadith. Both Shia and non-Shia agree with this. Aliyun ma'al haq. If Imam said, if Rasulullah would say, Ali has truth with him, we'll say, okay, Ali has a truth. Other people also have truth with him, with them. But Aliyun ma'al haq wal haq, and the truth is with Ali. So when the whole embodiment is truth is Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, everything is falsehood and batil, period. Where else do you want to go? Is there room for anyone else to come say, okay, I did something good, there is no other good. If it's good, you're supposed to follow Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا. We stand in front of the Imams. We read in Ziyarah Al Jamiah Alkabirah, السلام على أئمة الهدى. I don't want to go to the next phrase because I want to draw a good action plan. Sheikh, we follow Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Inshallah. My lifestyle, is it based on the teaching of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, which is haq, or it doesn't match the teachings of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam and Ahlul Bayt, where we say, Assalamu alaikum ya a'immatul huda, Assalamu ala a'immatul huda. You are the imams, you are the leader of right guidance, but my life, my personal life, my demeanor, my characteristics is not upon the teachings of yours. I say salam to you, but my life is completely the opposite of your guidance. Age of marriage. Have Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam talked about it or not? Yeah. Inshallah, I'll bring it inshallah tomorrow night. They did. How early the marriage should be. The age of the girl, how old it should be, and the age of the boy. We'll talk about it tomorrow night. Yeah. My livelihood, how it should operate. How should I operate how should the relationship be between the wife and husband? Why we see so much divorces within our families, within the Muslim Shia community? Why? Because Assalamu ala a'immatil huda, but you have a guidance, but this day and age, your teaching was good for 1400 years ago. Your guide, but right now I have to find out what my mother says, what my father says, what my relative says about how much the dowry should be. I'm invited to a nikah. I'm about to write, I ask how much is the dowry, mahar. So I say, I will marry you based on this amount of mahar and this. And the girl said $50,000. She said 50,000. I said $50,000? Yes. I said, the guy, do you accept? Because as soon as the nikah is done, she can ask for it.
Yeah.
He said, yes, I agree. I said, okay. I wrote 50,000, I did a nikah. I came out, I went and after a couple of days, I asked someone who was there, I said, what happened? Why she asked? She said to me, because the girl, her relatives, last month was their nikah. Their mahar, their dowry was $40,000.
She wanted to have more.
She wanted to have it more. So
Allah
when the
Akbar.
word goes around, wow, her dowry was $50,000. She has more value than the one who has $40,000. Is it the teachings of Fatima Zahra salamullah alayha?
No, not at all.
If we go and find out within the household of Fatima Zahra salamullah alayha, when she came to the house of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, I was reading the hadith, their basic necessities didn't exceed 15 or 20 pieces. A skin of the camel that they used to sleep at night on that skin. During the day, Imam Ali would take it and brings wood chops and stuff inside the house to burn. A plate, a cup, a bowl, couple of things, a pitcher. There's a hadith. How many things? I don't think exceed 15 items. Let's say 20 items. Right now we see in some of the cultures, they want to do nikah. Before the wedding day comes, the families go within the house, they set up all the things that they have bought. In Farsi called jahiziyah.
Yeah.
They set it up, all
A
the
picture
electronics. Right now, today is for people to come and see.
And see it, yeah.
We have set of plates, 20 sets, this
Allah.
color, this color, what? And people come and see. Those who don't have it, they go home. She wants to think of getting married, but she thinks to herself, my father cannot afford
Allah
this.
Akbar.
And she doesn't want to commit haram, doesn't want to commit sin, but I set a precedent. You came, did you see what I did?
Allah Akbar.
Rub it to her face, and then we say, why people don't get married early? Why divorces happen? This and the rest of the discussions.
Allah Akbar.
How do we shape our life? Is our life shaped around the teachings of A'immatul Huda or A'immatul Batil and A'immatul Nar?
Thank you so much, Sheikh. May Allah keep us away from this kind of behavior, this kind of culture, satanic culture, let's say it. It's really satanic. And inshallah, Allah helps us to follow Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wa salamu alayhi ajma'in as best as possible. We are calling ourselves followers of Ahlul Bayt, Shi'at Ahlul Bayt. The word follower is very hard to say that easily. You know, we can't say it so easily, carelessly. No, if you say that you are a follower, you need to put your step, your leg just in the footprint of the Imam, you know, then you can call yourself Shia.
Right.
So inshallah, Almighty helps us to follow Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wa salamu alayhim ajma'in as best as possible. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Sheikhna, for this great and beautiful lecture.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So, respected viewers, once again, we are reaching the end of another live show. Inshallah, you have learned something great as I have learned something great in this night. So for tomorrow night, we will stay for you once again to tune in and have a great night. Don't forget to pray for us and we will pray for you as well. Thank you for tuning in and Ya Hussein.